Hi, it's Debbie from Creatively Yours and welcome to my Wipparade! I know, I told you that I wasn't going to do a Wipparade, but I lied. I thought, what's better to have than a Wipparade in your first video of the year? So I'm going to do just that. I am going to do a stitch or ditch. Reason behind that is because I have some projects that I have started years ago that I don't stitch anymore, and I just started it on a whim, bought it on a whim, or I liked it then, but I don't like it now. So I'm going to be ruthless, like in my first stitch or ditch, and I am going to decide on the spot which project is going to be UFO'd or to be stitched. And if it's going to be stitched this year, you already know that because I made a 22 in 2022 video, which are my active whips and which aren't. So I really was in the mood to do a Wipparade. I really love Wipparades, to see them, and yeah, that's the reason why I'm doing this. And my next video is just going to be a regular Flosstube update. I have my coffee, I have my water because I'm going to talk a lot. You can see here, it's all empty. There are 4 cabinets, spaces, which are usually filled with project bags, and I have them down here in my laundry basket, which is at least half of it on top of it, so it's ridiculous. But I'm going to do that. If you hear noises, first off, everybody's home. The boys are off of work for Christmas break still this week. Next week they'll be going back to work, and my boyfriend is downstairs working. And yeah, so you'll be hearing noises. I asked them to keep it down a bit, but I can't promise anything. So you will be hearing crinkling, you will be hearing lots of, ooh, I love this one and I need to get back to it. And yeah, that's it, I think. It's going to be a long one, so I hope you have a drink with you, or you're stitching, or both. And just let's do this. I first off would like to show you some things I got in the mail, because I can't wait with it, because I have it, I got it before Christmas and I need to show it. So, and because one of the things I already put in use in my whips, so I need to show it. First off, I would like to thank Gina. Gina bought me some coffees. I went over from Buy Me a Coffee to Ko-fi.com. Link is in the description box. Reason behind it is because they don't work with PayPal anymore, and I wasn't going to give my credit card details to another company again. So I just went with Ko-fi, and it's basically the same thing. So if you would like to support me and my channel, you can, using the link. So Gina, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Then I got some mail from Alison. Hi Alison. I sent her a pattern of mine. I sent her the December in the Netherlands pattern by Twin Peak Primitives, and she already started it, and she wanted to send me something in return, which is it's highly appreciated, but you don't need to, Alison, but you did. She sent me this gorgeous card with a lovely note on the back. She sent me 2 patterns. She sent me this one by the Blue Flower, which is called Halloween Parade. She sent me this one, which is, I think, a Bristol sampler by Hands Across the Sea, which is Caroline Page 1832. I can't wait. Beautiful. And she sent me some fabrics. She sent me a piece of 40 count murky because she doesn't like stitching on 40 count anymore. So really love this. She has sent me some 40 count Newcastle Water Green by Zweigart. Oh, let me take it out of the bag. I should have done that, but I didn't. Water Green, beautiful piece, and yeah, I'm sure I can find some good use for this. And I got another piece of fabric, but I used it already. So Alison, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I really appreciate your gift. I love it. Then I received a Christmas card from Stacy, the 911 Stitcher. I love this card. Look at the nutcracker and the dogs. Beautiful. Thank you, Stacy. I received a Christmas card from Nolene, Expat Stitcher on Instagram. Thank you, Nolene. Love this. And I received a Christmas card from Charlene and Morgan from the Witchy Stitchers here on YouTube. Beautiful card with this Christmas issue of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. Love the Santa. Thank you so much, ladies. I really wasn't expecting anything, so thank you so much. Those were the gifts I received. I have some haul, but I'm saving it for my next normal Flosstube video. I'm just going to go into my whips and decide what I'm going to be stitching and what I'm not stitching anymore. So before I forget, I have a cappuccino. I made it myself. Before I forget, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas time and a wonderful New Year's Eve. I really enjoyed watching some 12 by 12 videos I saw, which I don't know who the brainchild was, but it was starting 12 projects on, we call it Old Year's Day, but it's the day of New Year's Eve. And they started at 12 o'clock afternoon, and every hour they started a new project, and I really like that. But Happy New Year, everybody. I really enjoyed my Christmas time. Even though we are in a lockdown, we just were home and we had a wonderful time. And we had a wonderful New Year's Eve. We just did what we always do, and yeah, just a little bit of stitching and a little bit of music and a little bit of wine. And then I was in bed at around 1 o'clock, I think. So that's that. Let's start with all of my whips. The first one, and it's in no particular order, I just have everything tossed into my I just mentioned how it was called. Laundry basket. That was it. My first project is Mini Deer Creek by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am going to list here where I am currently. And yeah, I really love this one. It's the first time I'm telling you. It's done on 25 count Easy Grid Lugana 1/1 full cross, and I'm parking and I'm using the diagonal block method, and I really love this. This is our next stitch along with the Stitchketeers, which is #DearFriendsCell, and deer is as in the animal, so that's certainly going to be stitched. I'm not going to ditch that. The next one is one I told you the last time I showed it. I was going to put it on my frame, and I did, and I hope I can show you. Let me just see. I don't know how to show you without not looking. This is Snow Queen by Mirabilia, and it's on my own hand-dyed emerald fabric, 28 count Lugana, and I'm stitching with a called for flosses, hi, with a called for flosses, and yeah, I really love this. I hope it's in frame. So a couple of the Stitchketeers are going to start this one this year. I believe Alice is starting it, and Lydia is going to start it. Hi Alice and Lydia. And it's going to be stitched. Next project was my New Year, New Start. And I didn't unzip anything, so you will be hearing zippers as well. This is, and I can't seem to pronounce this like a normal person. Every time I'm stating this title of this pattern, I am doing it in a fake English language. So this is Reverend Gordon Squashbottom. I know it's not properly English, so Reverend Gordon Squashbottom by Not Forgotten Farm. This was my New Year, New Start. And I'm going to be putting it back in the project bag because otherwise... This is what I have so far. And this is... Yes, this is the piece of fabric Alison gave me as well. This is 40 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. And I am using a mix of my fancy flosses I have in my stash flosses. The house, which I started with, is in the called for bamboo. I really enjoyed stitching on this one. And this is going to be stitched. The next one, oh, before I forget, this is in a project bag by Diane, Frog and Fudge. I really love this. Look at the cat. She sells her project bags on Instagram, so, and before she sells her project bags, she is going to be listing them into a little short Flosstube video on her channel. So you can see beforehand which project bags she will be selling. So be on the lookout for that. Then we have this project bag. This project bag is made by Lydia from Lovely Stitches. And in here houses the piece I started in the hotel room in London. Pretty Little London by Satsuma Street. I started this one in London to commemorate our trip, me and my son Pascal, to London because he graduated high school, so I took him to London. And that's that one. I'm going to show you what I have so far. A lot of them I haven't seen in a year, so it's not ironed either. This is what I have so far. This is done on 32 count fabric, linen. I believe it was from Anchor, from the flosses. I love this fabric. It's very thick material and I love stitching on this, and it's a natural colorway. And this is going to be stitched, of course. I can't say, I don't like it anymore. So that's that one. Next is in a action project bag or laptop bag. And in here is The Temporal Prophecy by Long Dog Samplers. I am really a Long Dog Samplers person. I really love them. And this is what I have so far. I am stitching this on 20 count Balana, which I hand dyed with beige. And I am using Darling by Misusedas, a silk. And this is going to be stitched because I love this. It's beautiful. Next project is in this project bag. I received this as a gift from Cross Stitch with Britta, I believe. She's from Germany and she sells project bags, and she gifted me this beautiful one. This is right up my alley. And in here is Quaker Street by Marjorie Messi. I bought the PDF from the designer herself. And this is what I have so far. I'm stitching this on 40 count driftwood by me. And I'm stitching it with a silk from Silks for You. It's a charcoal and I believe it's PRO43, but I'm not sure. I love this. Look at how beautiful this is. And this is going to be stitched, of course. Sip of my coffee. Then, this is a project bag from Diane, Frog and Fudge again. A peacock project bag. I love this. And it houses Morning Walk by the Scarlet House. This was something Alice already stitched and she gave the pattern to me. And this is what I have so far. I am almost finished with it. Otherwise I would say UFO. Not because I don't like the pattern, but I don't like my fabric or my fabric choice, and I don't like my floss choice. It's the called for DMC, but it really looks nothing like the cover picture. So it's, yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to finish it quickly, soon, and then be done with it. So this is going to be stitched. Next project is in this gorgeous Surimini project bag. She stitched this and turned it into a project bag and sold it on her Etsy shop. And I immediately snagged it because this is me. Let me see where I have everything. And I need to tell you something about this. Rather sad, but this is Olga's autumn stocking, aka hashtag Simba Sell. If you watched Lydia from Lovely Stitches, her latest video, you have heard and seen by now that her cat Simba, who looks like this cat, died and suddenly, and she was really heartbroken about it. And I can imagine, because I have two cats of my own and I can't imagine my life without them. and she saw me stitching this one 2 weeks ago, I think now, and she had this pattern also, and she said, let me start it with you because this resembles Simba and I would like to commemorate him with this. So we decided to do hashtag Simba Cell to remember him, which I really love, and I'm all for it. So let me show you what I have done. I have done a lot lately. This is what I have so far. I am loving this. I am stitching this on 36 count purl by Pole Stitches, and I'm using the called for flosses. And yeah, I really love this, and I see myself finishing this one hopefully this year. So that's Olga's autumn stocking, and that's going to be stitched. Next project is in a action project bag, which is very dark blue. And in this houses the Farben der Nederlanden by Historische Stiekmuster, Colors of the Netherlands. Gorgeous. I bought this as a kit from the Handwerk Boutique, which is my LNS, and I bought it twice, one for me and one for Alice, and we both started it and hashtagging it hashtag Delft Blue Cell. And this is what I have so far. I really love this. I'm going to say that over and over. This is stitched on 40 count antique white linen with the called for silks, Overa Soie, Soie d'Alger. And this is certainly going to be stitched. It's in my 2022 projects, so I don't have room anymore, so I'm tossing it underground. The next project I started for my birthday. And it's these small ones. And yeah, these small ones. Autumn leaves from Prairie Schooler. I have a black little cabinet, and I will put all these smalls inside with smalls from other patterns as well. So the first one is done, which is an owl, and this is stitched on 40 count aged pumpkin by XU Design, and I'm using the called for DMC threads. And yeah, like this, it's going to be stitched, and it's on my list for this year. I don't think there was anything that wasn't on my list thus far, so that's a good thing. Next project, also on my list for this year. I thought I had it. Nou ja. Is The Night Fairy by Maria van Scharrenburg, charted by Lanarte, which was a kit I bought several years ago. I started this with Jemima, the rocking stitcher, and recently Alice, Honeybee Stitcher on Instagram, and Diane Frog and Fudge on Instagram and YouTube started this one too. And me and Jemima joined in on the hashtag Sunday Night Fairy Sale. The On Point Stitcher as well. So we're stitching this with the 5 of us, at least. I haven't been stitching on this for the last 2 weeks because I had other things to do, but it will come out next Sunday. So this is what I have so far. I am going to fill in the wing for that part and move my way to the second page. This is done on the kit fabric with the kit floss, and this is going to be stitched. Next project is in my Evertote project bag, which I won some time ago. Beautiful project bag. And this houses this houses Snow Queen by Mirabilia. But I have that on my frame and I showed you already, so never mind. Next project is 1864 EF sampler, and the hashtag for it is hashtag 1864 EF sampler cell. Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, and Michelle, made by Michelle McGraw, started this one, and I joined with several others. I really love this. This is so beautiful. But here comes the part where I'm going to be ruthless, I think. This is, let me show you this way. This is what I have so far. This is stitched on 40 count wooden shoes by me with the called for DMCs. I am stitching the second motif above the cow, which I love. And I saw several on Flosstube saying you don't have to finish entire samplers, just pick the parts you like. Among them was what's her name? I draw a total blank. I'm going to put it here if I remember. I'm so sorry. Kim, the Contented Stitcher. That was her. I started here with the cow and I'm here. I think I'm going to stitch only the bottom because, yeah, I have a lot of samplers and I don't want to always stitch on alphabets. So that gives me a chance to maybe finish it someday. So it's not going to be UFO'd, but it's not going to be completely stitched, and it's not going to be stitched this year because it's not on my list. So that's what I'm going to do. Next project is just in an Amazon project bag. Excuse the crappy paper. Is Little Blue by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I will put here where I'm currently at. This is what I have so far. I really like these colors. This is stitched on 25 count Easy Grid Lugana 1/1 full cross. And I'm using for now the parking method, but my first love is always going to be cross country. So we'll see. This is not on my list for this year, so it's going to go away until next year, or if I'm fed up with my own challenge. And it's going to be stitched, not ditched. Next project. It's a recent start. Coffee First by Britta with I Needle and Thread. Raffaella, one of my sweet friends from Italy, bought this pattern for me and asked me recently if I would like to start it with her. So I'm going to. I did. I started with her, and I have a small start. This is it. This is 46 count sampler gray by Barbara Creations, and I am using the DMC conversion. So really love it. I'm not going to ditch it. I'm going to stitch it, but not this year because it's not on my list. So that will have to wait until I finish one of the smalls. Sip of my coffee. Next project is She Sleeps by Stephanie Law. I'm not going to pronounce the entire name because I'm not sure how to. That's the artist, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I started this with Lydia Lovely Stitches under the hashtag Team She Sleeps. And this is what I have so far. Beautiful. This is stitched on 25 count Lugana, not gridded. I'm using the cross-country method, and I love this. I love these colors. It's gorgeous. You won't be seeing it for some time because it's not on my list for this year, because I have a lot of other projects on that list. So next project Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. This is a beautiful piece. I'm going to show you. This is what I have so far. I completed the first page. This is stitched on 28 count hand-dyed fabric by me in beige. And I'm using the Gold for Faldani threads from the balls. I am not sure if I'm going to finish the entire sampler, because it's very big and you have to start and stop threads constantly because the color changes are real. So I am not sure. I am not going to make a decision right now. I'm not going to UFO it because it's beautiful, but maybe I am going to just do part of this sampler, but it's not on my list this year, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to UFO it or ditch it, but I don't know if I'm going to stitch it in a hole. So next project is Baby It's Cold Outside by Heartstring Samplery. Beautiful piece. And this is as far, no. This is as far as I've gotten. This is done on 40 count mellow by Zweigart. I coffee dyed it. And I'm using the Gold 4 colors. And since it's a small one, I am going to stitch it. And it's not on my list this year, so it's not going to be this year, but I'm going to stitch it. Minutes in and I already have a Flosstube itchy nose. Next project is Jenny Bean's Friendship Sampler by Shakespeare's Peddler. Beautiful. This is what I have so far. This is done on 32 count Lakeside Linens, a limited edition fabric, which I bought from a D-Stash group. And this is one, this house is massive, and there are 4 of these houses on this pattern. I'm not going to stitch everything. That's not what I'm going to do. I think I am going to stitch the top. And I know there are letters from the alphabet, but I will try and fudge them in between. I'm not going to stitch everything, so this is going to be it. Because, or maybe even this with some letters. And this border, and call it quits, because I think I'm going to do that. So this is going to be a finish next year because it's not on my list. I'm not going to ditch it, but I'm going to adjust it, which makes for quicker finishes. Plus I don't have the wall space for it, for everything. So next project is the Rose Fairy by DMC, one of the flower fairies, which is a kit, a DMC kit. I received this kit from my mother. That's the reason why I started it on May 1st, Stitch Mania last year. And yeah, this is my start on it. I'm not far. When I'm done with it, I'm going to send the pattern to one of my viewers. We already spoke about it, which is Moonwise on Instagram. Your name is on it. So this is going to be stitched, but not this year. So you will have to wait a while before you receive this pattern. Next one. Is Mandala Peacock by Awesome Pattern Studio. This is stitched on 32 count something Frosty Aqua or something like that by Extrude Design with the called for DMCs. And this is going to be a UFO. I just don't like it anymore. It's not my taste anymore. I like peacocks. I like the peacock colors, but this is just going to be a finish. I'm not going to toss it. I'm just going to finish it as is. So that's one project down, ditched. Next one is Red Apples and Peonies by Luca S, which was a kit. I have just a little bit of a start and that's it. This is it. This is stitched on 20 count Balana with the flosses from the kit. The fabric came with the kit too. And what am I going to do? I'm going to finish it, but I don't think I'm going to finish it completely. I'm going to adjust the pattern a little bit because this is not really my taste anymore and it's too red. Is that possible? There are only reds and greens, so I'm going to adjust what I want to stitch. I started in the middle and I think I'm going to do part of this and part of this and then call it done. But that's going to have to wait until next year because it's not on my list. So next project is Quick Stitch, a Stitch in Time Winter. This is from one of the shelves from Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I love these colors. I restarted this 3 times and I am happy with the last restart. Although I started in the bottom left corner, which is all white because of the snow, so it's going to take a while before you see anything, but this, it's not even showing up. This is what I have so far. Stitched on 25 count Lugana, Stormy Gray I believe, and yeah, I'm using the diagonal block method with parking, and it's not on my list for this year, so it will have to come back next year, and yeah, we'll see. But it's going to be stitched because I started it 3 times, so 3rd time's the charm, right? Next project. Is American Gardens by Historische Stickmuster. I'm stitching this from the Silk app. I'm going to show you, and it's very wrinkly. This is what I have so far. Not much. And this is going to be ditched. You know why? I realized that everything, even the background, the white and the blue, is stitched. So I am going to maybe restart it on a white or a blue fabric, but I'm not going to stitch every background because it's going to be too much. So for now, this is a ditch. Next project I can't show you anything stitched because I stitched two parts out of the Farmhouse Christmas series by Little House Needleworks, and I need to stitch some more of the ornaments. I'm not going to stitch every one. I'm going to stitch the ones I really like, and then I'm done. And I will be giving away the entire series. I am stitching these on 32 count natural raw linen. I already cut off every part, so it's there when I want to start one of them. But not on my list this year. Next project is Where There Are Bees, the cardstock one. Where There Are Bees by Prairie Schooler. Some of the Stitchketeers already finished this or are stitching on it. This is what I have so far. I am stitching it with my own color conversion. I'm using some silks, some overdyes. I wanted to liven it up a little. And I'm stitching it on 32 count Candy Duo by XU Design. And this is going to be stitched. But not this year, because it's not on my list. If you want to see what's on my list, you need to check my video about the 22 projects of 2022. This is, I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, this is Spring Fairy by Lady Stitch. I bought the kit. Jantina of Jantina Stitches just showed hers, and she has done a lot already. It's beautiful. I haven't. This is what I have so far. This is done on 20 count Easy Grid Lugana. No, not Lugana, Aida. 1/1 full cross, and it's beautiful, but it's not on my list for this year, so it's going to have to come back next year or when I finish something. Next one. Hope you are still with me. It's going to be a really long one. This is the Apple Blossom sampler by The Drawn Thread. And this is what I have so far. It's beautiful. Look at that little bee, if it's not focusing on my fingers. It's 1/1. This is done on 32 count natural raw linen, and it's not a really big one, so I'm going to stitch it, but not this year. I'm repeating myself. It's not on my list. Next project is HL Moth by Kathy Barrick. I love Kathy Barrick. Beautiful designs. This is what I have so far. Not much. This is stitched on 32 count pumpkin-y fabric by Victoria Motto Semper shop with the called for DMCs. And this is beautiful and not that big, so I'm going to stitch it, but not this year. Next is in my handmade by me project bag. And let's see what this is. Ah, it's this one. Hickety Pickety by Brenda Gervais with eye needle and thread. And let me show you what I have done so far. Just need to put some floss back because something happened. This is what I have so far. I finished the rooster. I called it a chicken the last time. It's not a chicken, it's a rooster. I love this. This is stitched on 32 count Dragon's Egg by X2 Design with stash floss. And this is going to be stitched. Next, in my very bright handmade project bag, After the Roses by Ink Circles. Really beautiful. I'm not an ink circles person. I need to sneeze, I think. I'm not an ink circles person, but I really love these colors. And I saw so many finish this one up and it's beautiful. So this was a gift from Kerstin, I believe, last year. She bought me a gift card from Sooty Day, which is also a LNS here in the Netherlands. And I bought the flosses to go with it, the overdyes. This is my start on it. Started it, I believe, for Stitch Mania. This is stitched on 40 count Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigart. And this is going to be stitched because, yeah, it's beautiful. But not this year. Or at least not for the first part of the year, because it's not on my list. The next one is in my own made project bag. I made these quilt blocks at a quilting workshop. Same fabric on the back. And this fabric inside. This was my birthday start in 2020 with Alice and Stacy the 911 Stitcher and Julia the Stitcher Girl podcast. Snooty Parrots by Barbara Anna Designs. Hashtag Snooty Parrots B-Day sale. This is what I have so far. This is stitched on 40 count doubloon by Pixie Disc Plus. And I made a conversion to Miss Useda's silks for it. So it's all Miss Useda's silks. And this is going to be beautiful. and stitched, of course. And it's on my list for this year, so you will see this soon, I hope. Next projects. Feast of Friendship. How could I forget? Beautiful, beautiful. Started it for Stitch Mania 2020. Stitched on 36 count Legacy by Pixie Disc Plus with stash floss. This house is real, people, but beautiful. I am not sure, it's not going to be ditched, but I am not sure if I'm going to stitch everything. This fruit basket, I'm not sure. It's on my list this year, so I will have to decide later on if I'm just going to leave it at the house and part of the, or maybe just a pumpkin and leave off this fruit basket. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to adjust it. Because you need to stitch on everything you love and not the parts you don't love or not particularly love. Nobody got time for stitching on things you don't love. So, next project. Smith Sampler by the Scarlet House. Started this in 2020 for New Year, New Start. This is what I have so far. This is stitched on 40 count. I believe it was a Stormy Gray by Extrude Design or something stormy. And I'm using the Gold for Silks for this one. It's gorgeous. And it's going to be stitched. And it's on my list for this year. So, beautiful, beautiful. Next one, which is in this beautiful Mama Loves You GB project bag she gave me. Winter Rose Manor, Brenda Gervais with our needle and thread. Started stitching this with Lydia Lovely Stitches under hashtag Sweewee Rose Manor Sale. And this is what I have so far. It's stitched on 32 count Fog Lifter Blend by R&R with my DMC conversion, which I shared numerous times on Instagram and in my description boxes of videos. Maybe I will make a post on the community page on my channel where I list this conversion again. So this is going to be stitched, and it's going to be stitched this year. So woohoo, it's on my list. Next one. Action project bag. This is Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower, which was the friendship stitch along with the Stitchketeers. Hashtag Stitchketeers Friendship SAL. They already finished their Blue Flower pattern, which was the Quilting Bee, and I am not done with this one yet. So let me show you. This is what I have so far. I'm using the called for threads and I'm stitching this on 32 count driftwood Murano by me. And this is going to be stitched because I love it. We're an hour in and I have still got some projects to go, so hope you were prepared for a long one. So next project, and I need to reach now because my laundry basket is emptying. So next project is Sea of Prayers by Tilton Crafts. Started stitching this with Alice and we used the hashtag Sea of Prayers SAL. So if you have this piece, join us. This is what I have so far. Stitched on 25 count Lugana 1/1 full cross. And this is going to be stitched this year. Soon, very soon, maybe next week. Next one. Dreamer by Nadia Strelkina, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I started stitching this with Jemima the Rocking Stitcher as a stitch along last month. Where are we? And this is a very big piece of fabric. This is what I have so far. I have been working on this one around Christmas time. This is what I have. I love it. Stitched on 25 count Lugana 1/1 full cross. I love 25 count. And we use the hashtag Dreamer in the Tree SAL. So if you have this one and want to join us, this is going to be stitched this year. Let me see if I can get it back in the project bag, because this piece of fabric is huge. Next one. I let it fall down. Okay. The creepy one, Alice, aka You'll Never Melt on Me Again on Me, by Adrian Borda, charted by Unconventional X-Stitch. And a few of us are stitching on Adrian Borda pieces and hashtagging it hashtag not Borda this cell. This is what I have so far. This is stitched on 25 count Potato Lugana 1/1 full cross, and I'm using the diagonal blocks method and parking. And this is going to be stitched also this year. So next one is in this beautiful fox project bag, which was a gift from Diane, Frog and Fudge. Diane is so talented. Beautiful project bags. This is The Fox by Luca S. Both me and Jemima received this one as a gift from mybobbin.com. And we started it together. I believe it was hashtag all the foxes sell and Friday Fox Friday sell. Not sure. I'm using the kit fabric and the kit floss, which I believe is a 16 count oatmeal-y fabric, and I have an eye and that's it. This is what I have. I love this one, but it's not on my list for now. I need to finish some things first and then I will be getting back to this one because I love it. Next project bag is in an Alice project bag I made for me and Alice. I gave her one on her birthday. Spring Fling, Brenda Gervais. Restarted this numerous times because all the white stitches. I'm not sure, people. I need to be ruthless. I love this and I don't love this. I'm just not sure. I'm not going to UFO it immediately. I'm going to have to wait because it's not on my list either. I'm going to have to wait until I know, or until my next Wipparade, because I'm not sure. I don't want to toss everything out, but I'm just not sure. Indecisive. Next project is in a mini project bag from the Action here in the Netherlands. And I don't have a cover picture. I never do for this one. By now you have seen it. Hoity Toity by Long Dog Samplers. Stitching it on 20 count Balana using the Misuseda's silk pack for this pattern. And this is going to be stitched, but not this year because it's not on my list. Next one. Jason Santa Snow Globe, which is from the Rustic Christmas series by Twimpy Primitives. This was a gift. I just showed you in my recent Flosstube video. This is what I have so far. I love this. All the woodland animals, I love this. This is stitched on 32 count natural raw linen with the called for DMCs. And this is going to be stitched, but not this year. Next, almost there. I think maybe 10 to go or something like that. English Garden Sampler by Samplers Not. Always make that mistake. Samplers Not Forgotten. You have Samplers Not Forgotten and Not Forgotten Farm, and I always mix them up. This was started because of Lisa, Kindred Stitcher. I saw hers and fell in love. This is what I have so far. This is stitched on 40 count old linen by XU Design using the called for overdyes. And I love this one. I love it. Beautiful. It's going to be stitched, but not this year. I have so many projects. With my new year, new start this year, I have a total of 55 projects. So next one, action. Oh, this is a long time ago. Celebrate Halloween by Madame Chantilly. Love this. This is what I have so far. Stitched on 28 count Emerald Lugana by me. With the call for DMCs. I love this. This is going to be stitched. But not this year. I need to take a sip of water because my throat is going to itch. Next one is in this coffee project bag Charlene from the Witchy Stitchers made me. And you can already guess what's in it. Coffee Quaker Heartstring Samplery. This is what I have so far. The reddish parts are substituted in blue because I love blue. And I love this one. I made a huge mistake here. So I'm charting 20 something here the year I finish it. And I'm going to do the letters first now because I need to be sure that I'm okay with the spacing. So 40 count linen in the colorway linen. Don't know the brand, but beautiful. And it's going to be stitched, but not this year. Oh man, I'm constantly repeating myself. It's the one. Action project bag. Pandemic long dog samplers. I believe this is the biggest piece of fabric I have with stitching on it. So this is what I have so far. This is stitched on 32 count Platinum Murano, and I'm stitching this with DMCs and it's beautiful. It's not on my list for this year, but I can't wait to finish something so I can get this back on the list, because it's going to be stitched. Next one. I'm sorry for the glare. Let me take it out. Castle Walls, ink circles. I told you I'm not an ink circles person. This is what I have so far. I'm using PR069, the dark blue, and PR147, the beautiful blue by Silks for You. And I'm stitching this on 20 count hand-dyed grey Balana. And this is going to be ditched. Yep, I'm going to. I asked several people about it but I bought this several years ago during our Dutch Stitchers retreat, but it's not, I don't like this anymore. It's not something I would see hanging on my wall anymore. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to toss this, I'm going to finish this round part into an ornament and be done with it. So that's going to be ditched. Next project. North Pole Milk and Cookie Company by Spooky and Steve on Etsy. The project bag is falling down. This is what I have so far. I'm stitching this with sulkies, green, red and almost black. And this is stitched on 32 count vintage navy bean by Lakeside Linen. And this is going to be stitched next year. I'm going to hurry up now because 1 hour and almost 20 minutes in. It's a good thing I'm doing 22 projects in 2022 because I need to finish some things up. Next project is in my handmade project bag. This is Scissors and Bobbins by Jardin Privé. And this was some sewing themed fabric I had. And I love this. In here houses Circle of Friends by Mirabilia. Started this after our first Dutch Stitchers retreat to commemorate every stitchy friend I have and my sisters and me, because this is us. And never looked at it again. This was what I had and it's still there. I haven't been working on it and I'm not working on it. It's done on 32 count dark cobblestone Murano with the gold for DMCs and beads and Kreinik. But I'm going to ditch it. I have to. I'm making excuses not to work on it. So why the hell should I do that then? So I'm not going to stitch on things I don't love. So it's going to be ditched, and maybe I will, but I'm not sure, I will get back to you with that. Maybe I will finish this first lady, her head and some of her arms, and then finish it as is, but I'm not sure about that either. Ditched. I'm sorry for shaking the camera. Next is in my Star Wars project bag I made. This one. Minerva, Nora Corbett, or Mirabilia, I'm not sure. I love this. And this is what I have so far. This is the most screamy fabric I have. I love it. It's a 32 count tentaculum fabric from Germany. I bought this without a name coming, so I'm not sure, but I love this. And yeah, beautiful. And it's going to be stitched next year. This was the first project bag I ever made. Debbie Mom fabric with snowman on it. I love this. I'm not sure what's in here. Oh, that one. It's a very shiny picture. I took it out of the pattern itself. This is I need to look it up. Rose Arbor Mirabilia. I don't know which side is up, so I'm going to show you what I have. No, I think it's going to be going that way. This is what I have so far. Not much. This is done on 32 count fabric from Victorian Motto Sampler Shop, which was the fabric of the month when they did that a couple of years ago. And I am indecisive about ditching this or not. So I'm going to think about it. It's not screaming, oh, I love it, but next one is in this beautiful project bag. I received it from I bought this from Surimini on Etsy. She made this beautiful. And the project is, I'm not sure of the project name. It's in the Silk app. I'm going to put the title here because, and there's a hashtag for it, and I'm going to put it here also because it's beautiful. By Historische Stickmuster. I'm stitching this on 46 count sampler grey linen by Barbara Creations with DMCs and anchor black. And this is going to be stitched next year. This was a project bag I got from Diane, Frog and Fudge, which is a bigger version. Feed Your Soul by Stitches Through the Years on Etsy. And I really should have ironed this. This is what I have so far. This is stitched on 40 count old linen by X2 Design. And I'm using the Called For DMCs. I'm almost done with the border, the outlining of the border. And then it's a small piece to finish it. So, because I'm that far, I'm going to stitch it. Not this year, but it's not calling to me. So maybe next Wipparade I'm going to ditch it anyway, but for now it's going to be a stitch next year. And the next one is in a Diane Frog and Fudge project bag as well. This is the 2020 pandemic sampler, 2020 pandemic sampler by Sarcy Girl. And I recently stitched a lot on this. This is what I have so far. I love this one so much. This is done on 40 count Christie's sampler by me. I dyed the fabric according to the recipe of Sarcy Girl and named it Christie's Sampler. She was fine with that. I asked her permission. And yeah, beautiful. This is going to be stitched, not ditched. But not this year. And now I need to reach because this is the beautiful, beautiful project bag, which was a gift from Angel R. Saunders on Instagram, and Diane Frog and Fudge made this one for all of us, the Stitchketeers. And she made this because the fabric reminded her of my own pattern, my first full coverage pattern, which is Full in Amsterdam. The picture was taken by my sister Melanie at Hortus Botanicus in Amsterdam. And I asked her, because she makes beautiful pictures, photos, if I could use some of her photos to chart them. And she said yes. So, beautiful. This is what I have so far. Stitched on 25 count Lugana 1/1 full cross, using the diagonal block method and parking. Heavily parking because it's heavily confetti. 150 colors of DMCs, and just to get the detail of the picture. So, but it turns out beautifully. So this is of course going to be stitched. It's my own pattern. It's a free pattern, by the way, if you didn't know. You can find it in my Flosstube number 78 or 87, and in my bio on Instagram, creativelyyours.2. You can find a link to my free pattern. Only thing you need to know, it works in Pattern Keeper. The only thing you need to know is that somehow, for some reason, the top row, just one or two rows are black, which wasn't supposed to be there, and the bottom as well. So I'm not stitching that one. I just mark it as finished, and it's not supposed to be there, but I'm not sure why it's there. So that's the only thing you need to know, and you need to put in the DMC numbers yourself, because they you need to fill it in yourself. It recognizes the symbols but not the DMC numbers. So the next one, Green Arrow by me. I charted this picture because my bonus son really liked this, and I'm stitching this for him, and then I'm tossing the design. This is what I have so far. Stitched on 25 count Lugana 1/1 full cross with DMCs. And yeah, this is going to be stitched. I want to finish it at least before the summer. So I need to do maybe 4,000 stitches. So I'm going to be working on it. I believe I said every Saturday this year. So next one. Oh, I already showed you because it's on my frame. The last one. We're at the last one. Got a Secret, Chris Ortega, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I cropped the side border and the bottom border just to make it a bit smaller. And this is what I have so far. 25 count Lugana 1/1 full cross. And I love it. I think I'm going for cross-country method again with this one. And it's going to be stitched this year. So those were my projects. I have at least, I'm not sure about this one, 1 ditch, 2 ditch, 3 ditch. I have at least 3 ditches. So that leaves me with 52 projects still. Well, we'll see. I have 22 for this year to work on, and when I finish some of them, I will replace them with either a new start or another whip out of my pile. And yeah, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you were enabled, and yeah, I am going to clean up my mess because it really is a mess. Normally it's a mess, but now there are project bags everywhere. So I'm going to clean up and stitch, and I am not going to say I'll be back in 2 weeks because plans change. I'm thinking about doing a regular Flosstube update at the beginning of every month instead of every 2 weeks. That gives me a little bit more time because I'm designing as well. For now, I am in the middle of charting my, hope you can see it here, antique sampler, and I'm stitching it simultaneously next to the charting. So it's a lot of work, and I need this time. And yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Maybe I will be back going to work in a short while. So I'm not sure. I'm just not going to say see you in 2 weeks. Maybe it's a month. Maybe it's 3 weeks. We'll see. I'll be back when I'll be back. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you are new, please, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button and become a subscriber. And yeah, if you are returning, I'm grateful for it. So thank you so much for watching. I'm rambling now. I'm going to stop talking. So see you when I see you. Bye for now.